What's up, Alpha Gang? As you saw in that little clip there, today we are going to install a new lip for the Genesis Coupe. The old one is kind of getting a little bit beat up. If you can see, you've got like some scratches here. Those are actually there when I bought this lip used, but I've had it here the whole time and it didn't really bother me, but it's pretty faded. This lip here was actually designed for a BK1, but I made it fit for the BK2. It actually lined up pretty good and it looked pretty good. So right now this is the new lip that I end up getting. I ended up actually just going on eBay for it. Nothing too crazy, but I just wanted to replace this with a slightly more aggressive design. So I'm going to install that today. So what I'm probably going to do is actually remove this bumper here. I have the hood pop. If you haven't had to do this before, let's just get this here. We're going to remove, actually, these are just a Phillips. We're going to remove these first and take this piece off right here. And I think we might have to remove this piece as well. And then on the side of the bumper, there's a couple of Phillips screws right in here that we're going to remove, one on each side. And as you can tell, this is the sagging little part of the bumper that I've had for a while that I'll have to deal with eventually. I'll remove that. Same with in here, you can kind of see there's an opening in there and there's a Phillips in there. If you still have underneath the plastics underneath the bumper, there's actually a couple, I don't know if you can see it from under there, but there's actually a couple spots under there to remove a couple clips. So you get that. And if you have fog lights as well, like I do, I did put this up on blocks because I'm going to jack it up here right away, and I just need the clearance because my car's a little bit too low. But we'll actually remove the clips in the back, but I can get those from underneath. And then yeah, I'll show you how to remove the bumper if you've never done that as well. And we'll get this new lip on and see how it looks. Alright, it's easy. So now we got the car jacked up. The other two Phillips, they're going to be identical on each side. You'll see this one right here, just underneath the bumper, and there's also one just a little further down right there, just for the plastic wheel well covers. So once you lower that down, then you can start pulling the bumper apart. Okay, these 4 little plastic screws are removed, so you can just pretty much just lift this right out of the way and just put it to the side for now. And then these are exposed right here, but yeah, we'll still have to get these two right next. Okay, so these are all removed. The underneath for the wheel well plastics are removed. These 2 screws are out, holding this part of the bumper. As you can see, it's already loose, but then with the fog lights, you have to go, once these are loose, you can see I just pulled this out because that's also attached to the bumper. But if you go underneath, your fog light, you can get it focus in there. There's a clip, it's right in there. You can kind of see it. It just focused behind those, it doesn't want to focus behind those 2 wires, but that's the fog light plug. You just got to remove that and on the other side, and then we can start pulling on the bumper to remove it. Your trick too, if you don't want to go underneath to get the plug for the fog light, if you start pulling out on the bumper, you can actually see the fog light clip from here, which already unplugged, as you can see there. And then you just got to do the same on the other side, and then you can start tug it on the bumper and have that fun. This part fun part where you quite likely will break some clips, but you just gotta tug on the bumper to pull it apart. Bumper's off. Man, I don't realize how big my intercooler is now that I have this one on. From a previous video where I got my Turbo XS intercooler installed, but wow, it's so big. Anyways, getting off topic, but now I know why this side of the bumper was sagging so much. When I took it off, and of course because the clips were broken off before, if you notice on the side of this bumper here, how it's just a smooth line here. That's because this piece up here is actually supposed to be part of the bumper that's still stuck on the clips. If you look at the other side, this is where it was that smooth line. This is the plastic piece. These are all broken off on the other side. So I'm gonna have to get probably some quick connects here to attach here, just so I can hold it up. But I will actually probably remove this whole piece altogether, or and then maybe remove this. I'll see what I want to do with that, probably in another video of how I do the quick connects. But just to show you with this bumper, it was pretty secure. I had it bolted down, all the carbon fiber stuff, or the carbon fiber lip. So I'm going to start by undoing those bolts, and then the other kit has, it just has some screws that came with it, some self-tapping screws, so I'll probably start with that to line it up, and then I may drill into this other bumper if I feel like that's not enough secure, if it's not secure enough, and then go from there, just so I don't have to worry about it ever coming off at high speeds or on the highway or anything like that. So, but yeah, let's get to it. Let's take off the old lip and start putting on the new one. Alright, lip is done. Should just come right off. There you go. I got some cleanup to do underneath. Yeah, there's the old lip. That's not too bad. I think I'll actually the lip's actually not in bad shape on the top. I think it just needs to be cleaned up, and obviously it's not perfect, but I'll probably end up selling it. Probably pretty cheap. But yeah, not too bad. You can definitely see the scrapes on the bottom side of it, but overall not a bad little lip. If you're curious too, or you want to purchase this style lip because you've seen it on my car in the past or other videos, you can get it from UniqPerformance. It's under a BK1 lip. I think it's a RMX lip that they have, but it does fit the BK2. You just kind of gotta line it up and make it look like how you kind of want it. But I was pretty happy with it for the most part. It was just getting a little bit old and need to get replaced. So, but yeah, let's get this bumper cleaned up, and then we will start attaching the new lip. And from that other clip I showed you before, here's that piece that was supposed to be on the bumper. I just used a pair of pliers to rip it out of the side there. So this is it, but as you can tell, it's all broken off and cracked. So this is now just garbage. So I will toss that in the bin. Yeah. So just lining things up down here, and slight dilemma, or I'll have to probably adjust or modify a couple things. I'll show you what I mean. The way this lines up, it's fine once I actually mock it up here and apply the lip. However, because these front canards here, when I put this here, you notice how it's it's touching my canards, but also the bolt or the canards are right there too. So I think what I'm going to try to do, it's the same on this side, and how I have it riveted in there, it's touching right here. Even if I pull it forward, I'm not too sure if it's going to work. So what I think I'm going to try to do is I'm going to take the screw and nut out of the canard, and then I'm going to try to see how it looks, and then maybe I have to make some possible adjustments with the canards if it won't affect things too much, or change the look, and then I'll have to probably make some decisions on what I want to do. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So I think just by loosening the front of the canards here, to take these bolts out a little bit, it allowed me to give it a bit more clearance for mounting this lip. I still touch, oh no, it's not touching really on that side very much. A little bit here, but I didn't loosen this one up all the way or pull that bolt out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to I'll measure this out and then put a couple self-tapping screws in here for now. But I'll also remove this, just that bolt and nut there, and I might shorten that and then go from there, or just get a smaller bolt, and then I think I'll honestly fix my issue, and then we can just get this mounted up, and then we'll figure out if I'm going to have bigger bolts or just going to use self-tapping screws along the way to support this. But I feel I'm going to want to use bolts just like how I had it before, and peace of mind when I'm racing that it's not going to possibly come loose on me or fly off. So but yeah, let's start on this and then go from there. Oh, luckily I found, I totally forgot I had extra bolts and nuts, so just went with like a shorter one, and I didn't have to make any adjustments, and it will fit. Once I get this lined up properly, there should be a bit of a gap right here, so it'll be pretty close, but in the end this is going to look really good. So I'll start putting in a couple screws here, and probably utilize utilize a couple of these bolt holes that I had underneath just for extra securement, and then the rest should be good. So far I just drilled in one screw just as an anchor, so I can, the nice thing about this lip is it's pretty flexible, so I can move it if needed, but I just use it as an anchor so I can line these kind of both sides up. So I'll probably flip it over, see how we look on the lip, because there's a little bit of room on both sides, so I haven't anchored these yet, but let's flip it over and see how she looks. Here's the new lip so far, centered, and yeah, it looks so good. I'm really happy that I grabbed this one. So it's not secured yet, like once again I said I only secured it from the middle, but this kind of gives me an indication of kind of where I can see the lip through here, and where it butts up here, and I'm trying to keep this pretty flush here. So I might make some indicator marks or drill through here, just so I have a marker and I know what to go off of since it's flush. Same with the other side. Nice thing about that is I can just pull this a little bit to adjust and then get that to line up, and then same thing, just drill a little hole or whatnot right there for the bolt, probably to secure it there. I do also have these bolt marks here. I'm not too sure if I'll use those 100% or if I'll just use screws, but we'll see. I'll probably end up doing something with those as well too. But yeah, it's coming together. It's looking really good. For your reference, these bolts here, the bolt holes, I wasn't too happy how close they were to the edge of the lip on this one. So what I ended up doing is the screws that came in the kit, I just screwed it in from this side, and hold up, that's not where they're going to stay there, so in case you guys are already jumping to conclusions, I just use it as an indicator to hold them down for now, so I can put the rest of the supports along the middle of the lip. I did the same here just so it matches up a bit too, so it's flush here. And what I'm going to do with these edges, same with a couple of these right here in the center, you can kind of see where that screw is coming through here. I'm actually going to put smaller bolts there, not the larger ones that I have, right here, because they were huge and I don't need anything that aggressive. I just want something that's a little bit more secure that you don't have to worry about possibly coming off. So on the side, I tried to follow the line of the bumper, as you can kind of see as it comes around. Same with the other side is how I wanted to line it up, so it's kind of closer just with that just the curve of the bumper. So yeah, we'll go with that, and I'll use that for now, and I'll put it back upside down, just to the side here, and then I'll start putting more supports up. But I'll probably start with putting these bolts in is the first thing, and then some extra screws for support, so it doesn't possibly come off on me at high speeds or on the highway or anything like that. So yeah, see you soon. Oh, and another thing, if you're picky like me, when you're drilling these openings a little bit bigger to fit the bolts or nuts and washers, whatever you decide to use, you get those little, it lifts up a little bit on the plastic, those little like burrs, so it doesn't sit flush with the nut and bolts. I know some people don't really care about it, but I always take like either sandpaper or like a little file, and I just kind of like shave those off so it's smooth, just so you don't have little gaps when you're trying to put your nuts and washers and bolts on. So I know not everybody does that, but it's just a little tip while you're in there before you start securing things. But we're almost done here. I got securement parts on the middle here, and of course just on this edge, and then I think that's enough. And then I'm just going to use screws, probably for a couple points that are already marked here almost. Well, they're good indicators for me that I'll probably use. Another one here, and then I'll probably put a couple securement points. I don't think this one's going to work, but I'll probably use maybe something along here and maybe another spot in there. But yeah, we're almost done, and then we'll show you the final product. So everything's secure. I ended up doing, once again, the bolts and nuts pretty much just on the main points, like center and the outside edges, just for better securement. And then I actually used the markers that, I don't know if they were intended that way, but there was little spots throughout the lip that I ended up using for the screws for better securement as well. So I got like 2 more in the front for securement, and then there's actually 2 on the lips as well too. So yeah, right here and right here. These ones, because it came in a 3-piece, that's why you're seeing these here with this lip. But overall, I mean, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I didn't know what to expect, being that this was an eBay lip. And why didn't I go with carbon fiber? I figured because it was getting scraped up from before, and just with track days and stuff, I didn't want to have to worry about it as much too. I know there's a lot of other carbon fiber bits on the car, but this was one of the things I just didn't want to potentially just scratch up more and have to replace. At least this was a cheaper replacement, easy to do, and yeah, I'm happy about it. I'm excited with the new part again. But another thing that we're going to have to visit or revisit, if you notice, when taking off the bumpers, and if you guys are familiar with it, it gets worse and worse each time I do it. As you can tell, this piece is still on. I'm going to leave it on here just to align it for better support. When I do have to put the bumper on, this one is still on the bumper, but I'll try to get it back on here. This piece is still on here, but the other one is on the bumper, and part of it's broken, but we're going to have to do some quick release latches. So stay tuned for the next video. So I will be putting the bumper on or back on in this video, just for that reason. So I'll probably roll into the next one doing some quick release bumper inserts or clips or buttons, just for us to use from the future, so we can avoid this sag that I've had before with this bumper for so long. So yeah, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks again for tuning in, and feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks again, guys. Peace. And a quick video of just a loose fit. Bumper is still loose, but gives you an idea what the new lip looks like. Looks nice and aggressive. pretty happy with it. Not too bad for under 300 bucks.